Epic Content Marketing by Joe Pulizzi. Picture this. It's 2009 in Virginia, and Marcus Sheridan is watching his dream fall apart. His company, River Pools and Spas, is dying a slow death. The phones are ringing, but not with new customers eager to buy swimming pools. Instead, it's panicked homeowners wanting their deposits back. Marcus is actually overdrawing his personal checking account just to make payroll. He's desperate, and he knows he needs to do something bold. So what does he do? Take out a massive loan for billboards and radio ads? Start frantically cold calling every homeowner in the state? Nope. He does something so simple it almost sounds silly. He sits down at his computer and starts typing. He makes a list of every question a customer has ever asked him about fiberglass pools, including the awkward ones, the expensive ones, and the ones that might make his competitors look good. Then he starts answering them, one by one, with complete honesty on his company blog. Here's where it gets interesting. Within just 2 years, River Pools and Spas wasn't just surviving, it was absolutely crushing it. The company became the most visited swimming pool website on the entire planet, selling more fiberglass pools than any other installer in North America. And get this, they actually slashed their marketing budget from $250,000 down to just $40,000. That's not a typo. They spent less and earned more. How is that even possible? That question is exactly what Joe Pulizzi answers in his game-changing book, Epic Content Marketing. Pulizzi is basically the godfather of this whole movement, and he's helped thousands of companies grow like crazy by actually marketing less, not more. This isn't just another book full of quick tricks and hacks. It's a complete rethinking of how business works in the modern world. Today, we're going to dive deep into this philosophy together. You'll discover the fundamental shift that companies like Lego, Coca-Cola, and that small pool installer use to cut through all the noise and win their customers' hearts. You'll learn how to stop yelling at your customers and start becoming the one resource they trust above all others, so when it's finally time to buy, they don't even consider anyone else. Think about your average day for a second. How many ads do you see? They're the ones on your phone while you're scrolling, the billboards during your commute, the commercials interrupting your shows, the sponsored posts, the banner ads, the email promotions. It's relentless. Back in the 1970s, the average person saw around 500 marketing messages daily. Today, try closer to 5,000. It's like standing in the middle of 1,000 people, all shouting at once. And what do? We become experts at tuning it all out. We build this mental shield against being sold to. And yet, most businesses keep doing the same thing, shouting louder. More ads, bigger promotions, flashier interruptions, all screaming about how amazing their products are. But here's where Joe Pulizzi drops a truth bomb that changes everything. It's so simple you might miss it, but once you really get it, you can't unsee it. Ready? Here it is. Your customers don't care about you. They don't care about your products. They don't care about your services. They care about themselves, their problems, their dreams, their needs. And that simple truth, it unlocks an entirely different way of doing business. It's called content marketing. So what exactly is content marketing? It's the art of talking with your customers without trying to sell them anything. Instead of interrupting them with a pitch, you're giving them information that genuinely makes their lives better or more interesting. You become someone they trust. The basic idea is beautifully simple. If you consistently give people valuable stuff, they'll eventually reward you with their business and loyalty. As the author puts it, traditional marketing is telling the world you're a rock star. Content marketing is showing the world that you are one. Now, you might be thinking this sounds like some trendy internet thing, but actually, this idea has been around for over a century. Imagine an Illinois blacksmith in the 1830s named John Deere. He kept hearing the same complaint from farmers who'd moved west. The rich, sticky Midwestern soil kept clinging to their iron plows, forcing them to stop every few feet to scrape off the mud. Super frustrating. Deere listened, then invented a polished steel plow that solved the problem beautifully. But here's where it gets really interesting. Decades later, In 1895, his company launched a magazine called The Furrow. This wasn't just a catalog of tractors. It was packed with articles on how farmers could become more profitable and successful, teaching them about new technologies and better business practices. Deere & Company was putting their customers' needs first, building trust and becoming a partner, not just a vendor. Get this. The Furrow is still going strong today, reaching over 1.5 million farmers in 40 countries. It's the largest circulation farming magazine in the world. That's content marketing in a nutshell. Instead of renting space in someone else's megaphone, you build your own. You become the publisher. You build your own audience. Why does this matter more now than ever? Because the game has completely changed. The old gatekeepers are gone. Back in the day, if you wanted to reach a lot of people, you had to go through a newspaper, magazine, or TV station. It was expensive and complicated. Today, anyone can start a blog, podcast, or YouTube channel in minutes, for free. At the same time, customers have become research ninjas. Before buying anything significant, the average person checks out more than 10 pieces of content. They're actively hunting for information, reviews, and help. The question is, will they find that information from you or from someone else? This creates a massive opportunity. Companies are starting to realize they can act like media companies. Take Red Bull. You probably think of it as an energy drink company, right? Wrong. As one expert put it, Red Bull is a media company that happens to sell soft drinks. Red Bull Media House produces incredible films, magazines, and events about extreme sports, building a massive, devoted audience that lives and breathes the brand's gives you wings attitude. Or look at Lego. Facing competition from knockoff building blocks, Lego transformed itself into a content powerhouse, creating movies, magazines, and online worlds that pull children deep into the stories behind the toys. These companies understand something powerful. A media company makes money by selling ads around its content. A regular business like yours makes money by attracting and keeping customers through its content. This actually gives you a huge advantage. Traditional magazines have to serve two masters, readers and advertisers. You only serve one, your customer. Your interests are perfectly aligned. If you create amazing content that helps your audience, they reward you with their business. But here's the catch. Because creating content is now so easy, the world is absolutely flooded with it. 9 out of 10 businesses are using content marketing now. So just creating content isn't enough anymore. To stand out, to actually break through the clutter, your content has to be, in a word, epic. And this is where we shift from the what and why to the how. How do you create truly epic content? Pulizzi gives us a clear, powerful framework. Epic content follows 6 key principles. First, it fills a need. Your content has to answer a question or solve a problem for your customer. It needs to be useful to them, completely separate from whatever you're selling. Second, it's consistent. Great magazines come out on schedule. Great TV shows drop new episodes every week. Your content is a promise to your audience, and you need to deliver it consistently and on time. This is actually where most companies crash and burn. Third, it's human. You're not Wikipedia. Find your company's voice. Is it funny? A little sarcastic? Deeply caring? Be authentic. People connect with people, not with corporate robots. Fourth, it has a point of view. Don't be afraid to take a stand. You want to be seen as an expert, a leader. Experts have opinions. This isn't the time to be bland and agreeable to everyone. Fifth, it avoids sales speak. The second your content starts sounding like an ad, you lose your audience's trust. The author's own research shows that when his company creates promotional content, it gets only 25% of the views and shares of their normal educational posts. The rule is simple. The more you talk about yourself, the less people care what you have to say. And finally, epic content aims to be the best of breed. Your ultimate goal is to become the single best source of information in your specific niche. If you're not trying to be the #1 resource for your audience, why should they spend their precious time with you? So how do you actually put these principles into practice? The process starts not with creating content, but with creating a strategy. This is the part most people skip, and it's the most important part. You need to begin by crafting a content marketing mission statement. This isn't your overall company mission, it's the mission specifically for your content. It has 3 parts. 1. The core audience target. Who exactly are you trying to reach? 2. What you'll deliver. What kind of information or stories will you provide? 3. The outcome for the audience. What will they be able to do or feel after consuming your content? For example, the mission for HomemadeSimple.com, produced by Procter & Gamble, could be: we provide busy on-the-go moms with recipes, decor ideas, and organizing tips to help them create a home they truly love. This mission statement becomes your filter. For every new content idea, you ask, does this serve our mission? If not, you don't do it. Next, you need to define your content niche. Here's where the advice gets counterintuitive. Think big, but go small. You can't be the leading expert on pet supplies. That's way too broad. But you absolutely can be the leading expert on pet supplies for elderly owners who travel with their dogs. You need to find a content area small enough for you to completely own, an area where you can credibly become the #1 expert in the world. Once you have your mission and niche, you need to deeply understand your audience persona. This isn't just basic demographics. You're creating a fictional character who represents your ideal reader. Give them a name, a job, hopes, fears, and most importantly, pain points. What keeps them awake at night? You need to understand their world deeply so you can create content that truly resonates. The only way to gather these insights is to actually talk to your real customers. With this strategic foundation, you're finally ready to start managing the creation process. This requires thinking like a publisher. You need a team, even if it's just you at first, with clear roles: a chief content officer who owns the strategy, and a managing editor who handles the day-to-day execution. You need an editorial calendar to plan your content and ensure that consistency we talked about. And where do the stories come from? They're all around you. You need to conduct a content audit to see what assets you already have. More importantly, you need to learn how to extract the stories locked inside your employees. Your CEO, your engineers, your customer service reps, they're all sitting on a goldmine of expertise. You don't need them to be perfect writers. You can interview them, record the conversation, and have an editor turn it into a compelling blog post. As you create your epic content, you need a place to put it. This is your content platform. The author is crystal clear on this point. Don't build your house on rented land. While it's great to have a presence on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, you don't own those platforms. They can change the rules anytime. Your primary platform has to be something you own and control, like your company website or blog. This is your hub. The social media sites are the spokes. They're the channels you use to distribute your content and drive people back to your hub. This brings us to a final, crucial step that many people forget. You have to market your marketing. Creating epic content isn't enough. You need to actively promote it. This involves search engine optimization so people can find you on Google. It involves a smart social media strategy. The author recommends a simple rule called Social Media 411. For every 6 pieces of content you share, 4 should be valuable content from other influencers in your industry, 1 should be your own original educational content, and only 1 should be promotional or sales related. This shows you're a helpful community member, not just someone trying to sell something. Finally, how do you know if all this effort is working? The measurement of content marketing isn't about vanity metrics like likes or page views. Your senior executives care about only 3 things. Is your content driving sales? Is it saving costs? Or is it making customers happier and more loyal? The ultimate goal of your content marketing should be subscription. You want to build an audience of people who've actively chosen to receive your content, whether through an email newsletter or blog subscription. Why? Because the data is clear. Subscribers become better customers. They're more loyal, they buy more, and they close faster. Remember Marcus Sheridan, the pool guy? He found that when a prospect had read 30 or more pages of his website, They bought from him 80% of the time. The industry average? 10%. That's the power of epic content marketing. It's not about a quick campaign, it's a long-term strategy. It's about building an asset for your business, a loyal audience that trusts you, looks forward to hearing from you, and ultimately wants to do business with you. When you step back and look at the big picture presented in epic content marketing, the most powerful lesson isn't really about marketing at all. It's about a fundamental shift in the relationship between a business and its customers. For so long, that relationship has been adversarial. The business tries to interrupt, persuade, and push, while the customer tries to ignore, deflect, and resist. This book offers a path to a completely new kind of relationship, one built on trust, generosity, and genuine value. The central idea that to sell more, you must first focus on selling less feels so revolutionary because it runs counter to a century of business training. We're taught to talk about features and benefits, to craft the perfect sales pitch, but Pulizzi's work reminds us that a sales pitch is only valuable to the person giving it. The solution to a problem, on the other hand, is valuable to the person who has it. By shifting our focus from our own greatness to our customers' needs, we transform from being a vendor into being a partner. That's a profound change. What makes this book so practical is that it doesn't just present a philosophy, it gives you the complete blueprint. The emphasis on starting with a mission statement and a tightly defined niche is the critical foundation that so many people miss. We get excited about starting a blog or making a video, but without that strategic why, the content we create is rudderless. It just becomes more noise. In today's world, where authenticity is the most valuable currency a brand can have, this approach is more relevant than ever. Young people especially have incredibly fine-tuned radar for inauthenticity. They can spot a sales pitch from a mile away. But they're also hungry for knowledge, for connection, and for brands that stand for something more than just profit. Content marketing is the bridge to that connection. If you're feeling inspired to put these ideas into action, here are a few simple things you can do today. First, take out a piece of paper and brainstorm a list of at least 50 questions your ideal customer asks. What are they worried about? What confuses them? What do they want to achieve? Don't filter yourself, just write. Then pick one question and commit to answering it this week, either in a short article, a quick video, or even just a detailed social media post. This is your first step. Second, draft your own content marketing mission statement. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just answer the 3 questions. Who is my core audience? What will I deliver to them? And what is the outcome for them? Post this somewhere you can see it every day. It'll become your compass. Third, for the next 7 days, practice the 411 rule on your favorite social media platform. Find 4 great articles or posts from others in your area of interest, and share them. Share one of your own helpful, non-promotional pieces. And share just one thing about your product or service. Notice how it feels to be a generous contributor to the conversation, rather than just a broadcaster. Ultimately, the journey described in this book is about playing the long game. It's not about a single viral hit or a clever campaign. It's about the patient, consistent work of building a loyal audience, one helpful story at a time. It's about creating marketing that people actually want. And in a world drowning in noise, that might just be the most epic idea of all. We've explored the core ideas of epic content marketing by Joe Pulizzi today. But a summary is like looking at a map of a beautiful country. The map can show you the landmarks and give you a sense of the terrain, but it can never replace the experience of actually walking the paths, breathing the air, and discovering the hidden gems for yourself. The true value of this book is in the depth of its examples and the clarity of its step-by-step guidance. This summary is your map, designed to show you if this is a journey worth taking. If any of the stories or ideas we discussed have sparked something in you, I encourage you to grab a copy. Reading it isn't just about learning tactics. It's about fundamentally changing how you view your business and your role in your customers' lives. If you found this journey valuable, I'd be grateful if you would like this summary and subscribe to the channel. That way, you won't miss our next exploration into another book from the billionaire's bookshelf that has the power to change your perspective. Let's continue to learn and grow together.